Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone doing today? Thank you so much for joining us today on Her Version, a podcast dedicated to sharing stories of struggle and triumph, a platform that allows individuals to tell their truth in order to inspire and uplift others. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria. If you are new to this podcast, make sure you follow, like, subscribe, and share. Today, we have an amazing guest speaker with us. Her name is Lisa McCourt. Lisa is the creator of the Joy School and believes in our everlasting capacity to create bliss for ourselves. She is an author of over 40 books for adults and children, specializing in the field of personal transformation, and she has shared her joy trainings on stages around the world. Welcome.
Thank you, girlfriend. I'm so happy to know you. Powerful difference in this world, and I appreciate that.
Thank you. And thank you so much for taking the time to be with us here today. As you know, this platform is very, very special to me, and I'm doing my best to search through all the females in my life and find ones that are willing to come on and share inspiring thoughts to help us think differently than the way that we're thinking now.
That's the trick, isn't it?
Exactly. So when I first met you, you were such a ball of joy. And it was so funny because I saw you before I knew what you were doing, obviously. And I was just like, man, this woman has like something. She has something. And then once you kind of explained, everything that you're doing in the community and within your universe, I just had to bring you on here. So thank you.
Oh, thank you.
So where does your drive come from? Where or how did this whole thing of like needing to spread joy, where does this come from?
Where did you get the idea that a teacher of joy is an actual job?
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
I love that question. I mean, what I teach is personal growth, how to raise vibration, elevate consciousness, align with that inner wisdom that we all have. But the result of that, the inevitable conclusion, I just always felt there's no other word for it than joy, right? I was interviewed on this radio show a couple of nights ago where they were kind of hip, and he said, like, I'm glad joy is cool again. And I was like, I don't know if joy is or ever was cool. I really don't. I'm not especially cool, but I know that joy is what we're all after 24/7, whether we recognize it or not. Every decision we make, every desire we have, everything we decide to go after, we wouldn't want that thing if not for us perceiving at least that it's going to make us feel good, get us more joy. I always say we come here pre-programmed as joy-seeking missiles. And then throughout our lives, we get all this misinformation. We're taught this paradigm that is just completely upside down on its head. We're taught that our joy is contingent upon all these external factors that are going to bring us joy. And of course, it's an inside job. And of course, all these external things that we think we want just become moving targets, right? Because nothing out there can ever really make us happy. So I always say at Joy School, we travel two parallel paths. One is learning the art of joy, which none of us have ever learned, right? And then distinct from that, but also good, is deciding what we want and going and getting it, because our desires are what make a human life. That's what move us forward. That's what keeps things juicy and exciting and interesting. So it's not like we don't want to pay attention to our external circumstances. We just have to keep them in their swim lanes because we think that this stuff is going to get us the happiness, and it's actually the other way around. Once we raise our vibe and learn happiness over here, all of this just falls into place like nothing, dominoes.
Yes. Oh, that totally makes sense.
I thought it would. I thought you would. I sense your vibe.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, they are two completely different lanes. Wow, that's interesting to put it that way. And I feel like everyone does that, where they kind of smush them together.
Oh yeah, all our effort and energy goes after whatever we've decided is going to be the next thing to make us happy. No matter what category of our lives, our relationships, careers, money, finances, spiritual growth, everything is about like going after that feeling, but it's never really the thing that we want. It's whatever feeling we're ascribing to it. And that comes down to some flavor of joy. We all have different flavors that are our favorite flavors of joy, and
Yeah.
that changes throughout our lives too. Sometimes we're looking for that high vibe, raise the roof joy. And other times it's more about that zen, quiet, blissful inner peace. But it's always why we make our decisions and why we go after the things that we think we want.
Yes, 100%.